Are you
Right?
serious?
Not everyone who says Starlight is useless.
You know, I mentioned I thought
What?
they're
Starlight isn't useless. Yeah,
Are you
Starlight
kidding me?
did things.
How did they graduate? They got in
I knew
trouble.
it was coming. No, I knew it was coming just because, oh, she pops up for a scene. It's
No,
like,
I
okay.
knew-
I don't
I knew
think
it
the
was
show
coming
would
because
have enough
you-
going as to, like, keep her away.
Anyway, we are live. Hello, everyone. First of all, I apologize for my voice. I do have a cold, but we're going to move past that and try to ignore it. Anyway, what did you guys think of the episode?
His voice is different.
No,
The-
stop.
Yes.
It was
No,
good.
no. It was
I
good, but
enjoyed it.
It's a,
yeah,
kind of a, I don't even know.
I'd say it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's like a mixed bag, but that bag was hurled through dog crap.
You know, it kind of had me on the edge of my seat towards the end. I didn't really know where they were going with that. Usually the complaint is ponies, you know, it's a predictable show, but here I really didn't know how it was going to end.
Yeah, I thought that it was going to end with, like, the CMC accidentally or blurting out, or the character somehow finding that she was only helping them to get into the school. And then we were going to have that big moment where it's like, oh, we have an uncomfortable fight, and then they have to make up.
you know what I thought?
And no, we didn't really have that.
No.
You know what I initially thought? I thought the Shirley Temple pony was about to turn into something to trick all the other main six and the Keymark Crusaders, but that didn't happen. So also,
Your mom.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
okay, explain to me this. How do they graduate? I don't
No,
get it.
no, she said honorary graduates. I think that's a thing, isn't it?
Honorary?
Basically, they were
ridiculous.
able to showcase that their knowledge of friendship was well exceeded where they were in their studies. So therefore, why are they still taking their studies?
We don't know how to graduate.
Actually, didn't they say that exact same term in Equestria Girls with Shining Armor?
No, Equestria Girls.
No,
Equestria
No,
Girls
this has
isn't real.
No, this has to do with this.
Ponies
this has to
are
do with
real.
schooling. No, this has to do with schooling.
Yeah.
Okay, what did they do with Flash Sentry?
Shining Armor. They said.
Whichever.
Shining,
What's the difference?
Shining, they said Shining Armor was an honorary graduate student, or whatever the
I
word.
thought he was
Graduate.
alumni.
Yeah, he was alumni. He'd already graduated.
Okay.
Also, why don't we go back to the test that one
Your
of the
mom.
one of the yeah, exactly.
Who is the princess of friendship? Your mom.
That was like the best part of the whole episode right there. There's a your mom joke in My Little Pony. That's great. I
And you
didn't
know
know I
what's
needed this.
Yeah, and they
I can't believe
mentioned
we've not gotten that yet already.
and one of the elements of harmony was a cheese grater. I'm like,
I like how it's
that's
like-
funny.
Turtleneck sweater.
Is that
So yeah, really
is
quick, we
what
should
the-
go over. So the premise of the episode is that the CMC want to get in the School of Friendship, right? And so obviously we kind of already discussed. The ending is, of course, they're honorary graduates. So it's kind of a open and shut, pretty straightforward episode. But I thought it had a lot of good jokes and references along the way.
It did. It definitely twisted me from where I thought it was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a bit out of left
Did
field,
not
but not
hit
in a
my
bad way.
expectations,
Yeah, it was an. It
which
was an.
is always great.
And
Yeah,
I'm-
it was definitely an
And
enjoyable.
Starlight wasn't a red herring. Yay!
Yeah, that was funny. They had a moment of Starlight there, kind of expressing how useless she is. And I thought that was a really funny reference to how she's just kind of obligatory in the show now. But you know, she had her moment towards the end where she had a purpose,
She
so that was
had
good.
her. She had her one moment of to shine.
All right, now we never have to use her again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One moment.
Starlight, go back to the broom closet.
Poor Starlight.
Starlight was used well already multiple times.
So another thing I'm glad to see is more of the main six doing their teaching,
yeah.
because we kind of
Yeah.
the School of Friendship still feels like such a brand new thing to me. It just kind of popped up at the beginning of the season out of nowhere. All of a sudden, the main six are teachers, and it's just all sudden. So it's good to see more of them just simple teaching. You know, the episode's not really even about them, but we see them in the background kind of teaching. I thought that was nice. And another one was Shady actually mentioned this earlier in the chat. The Dead Poet Society reference, that was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh,
I still
dragon,
know
my
Dead
dragon.
Poets Society.
Captain, my captain.
I have no idea what that's from.
It's a reference to a movie, a Robin Williams movie.
You should definitely
Oh,
watch
okay.
it, Tootsie. It's really good.
It's
I
on
should watch
Netflix.
it.
I
I
just
don't
saw it
know.
recently, actually.
I don't have Netflix no
Oh.
more. I gotta pay it.
Oh no. And also, we got a Repeata Belly, a little reference joke there with the character names, because
Repeata Bell?
Sweetie Belle was being
Yeah,
repetitive, and
Repeata
Rarity
Bell.
called her
Yeah.
Repeata Bell. I like it.
Belly.
I like it.
Repeat belly.
Did I say Belly?
I can,
Yeah, you said
I
Belly.
read her name
Yeah,
as
you
it's
did.
spelled.
Repeat.
we're
Repeat Bell.
gonna have memes like Sweetie Belle, Repeaty Bell, and then people are gonna use
Your
all
mom.
kinds of actions to insert there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Well, that's kind of always been
It's
like a
gonna be a new
fandom
meme.
thing. Ever since Flutter Guy, I think the fandom's always made up names like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's gonna
But we
happen
didn't
with
make
Sweetie
Repeaty
Belle.
Bell. I'm disappointed in us.
I have a question. Actually, nah, never mind.
What? What were you gonna say?
Okay, I was gonna say it's just more of a minor annoyance to me. is how they haven't really utilized the students in the school other than that one or like those 3 episodes.
Hey, they
Well,
used Sandbar like once.
No, I think we saw quite a bit of the students. It's, like I said earlier, I really think it's the main 6 as teachers is still a concept that it's new to me. So, like I said, I'm glad they did that.
The main
Also-
question I have is like, what do you get after you graduate friendship school?
Well,
what
that's the
job
thing.
field is that for?
They
for
don't-
that?
Well, I don't know how I
And
feel
wait,
about the
is
ending because
Is
they
the
wanted to
CMC
attend the school for the fun of it and whatever, but like they didn't get that in the end. So why were they so happy?
So,
Also,
are they
did
in
the
school's
CMC
payroll
drop?
now?
Yeah, did the CMC like drop out of elementary school for this?
No. Yeah. Where did they explain that? I
Well,
mean,
they've been in
they-
elementary school for like 8 years.
well,
Yeah.
they don't like. They also said like they don't like cheerleading teaching anymore because it's like what's the word?
They
didn't
they
say
said it was
that.
boring because they were learning
It
about a
was-
bunch of topics that they don't have an interest in. That's pretty normal though.
Can we? Yeah, it's just, you know. Also, the part where they're honorary graduates, I did not get that at all.
I thought it was funny. It was like, ha, they spent the entire time trying to get into the school. Ha, they just graduated.
It does feel like that's kind of a cop out.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It does feel like a really big cop.
I mean, well, no, it makes sense though because they kind of did they express to the CMC again. I feel like this is an episode I need to watch again
They-
to clarify. But
they
did
said that
did they-
even if they, sorry,
did they tell the CMC ahead of time before the honorary graduate thing that they're already overqualified to be at that school?
No.
They didn't
No,
like they didn't
never
know
brought it
that.
up.
they
Okay.
never brought it up.
So that makes sense. That's how it ends. Okay, that does
So,
make sense.
Wait, is the School of Friendship like a night school for adults for friendship?
And oh, that's another thing. I thought the School of Friendship was for older students, like older teenagers, young adults. But no,
It's their
there's
high
this
school.
there's this kid in there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, something I'd like to point out. So, Twilight did bring up that they already know enough about friendship,
Yeah.
and yeah, she did, and they only really wanted into it for the activities they had there. So, that giving them the honorary graduation is kind of pointless because it doesn't give them what they want. They
Well, they
didn't
said
want
they're-
to go to school for the graduation. They wanted to go there for.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing.
That's
they're
kinda
not
what I was
gonna
trying
be
to say.
learning-
Wait,
No, they're
let
not
me
gonna be
finish.
learning any-
Let me finish.
It's not your fish shop.
They wanted to go there for the activities there. So I think giving them the honorary graduation is kind of pointless.
Okay, that's what I was saying. But I don't know. I gotta watch it again. How well do they express that the CMC weren't allowed in the school because they were already knew it all? If they said that right at the beginning, that's just kind of how it ends. I don't know. Gotta rewatch it.
They wanted.
Yeah, well,
to-
Twilight said fairly early on when they sneaked into class, pretty close to the beginning. Twilight told them, "You already know enough about friendship or something."
So I guess it's not the strongest ending, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. It really was weak, but
The question,
No, I
funny
didn't say
thing I
weak.
thought. No, what I thought was funny is they wanted to join the friendship school to like learn about friendship, but then they ended up getting jobs at the friendship school.
Man, imagine if every job worked like that.
Like they're tutors. Like now it's like, wow, okay.
I
Like,
mean,
oh, I'm gonna go to college. Oh, I'm a tutor now. Sweet.
also the part where Twilight and the rest of the main 6 come out and she flows out of the chair, like spins around. I'm like, wow, that is like total dictatorship
Dictator.
right there.
Dictatorship,
Yeah.
nice catch.
Nice
Yeah.
save.
She's a
Yeah.
total dick.
It feels like Twilight is the total leader of this entire school.
She
and
is.
Feels pretty.
She is.
She's the overmare.
The
The
overmayor.
Nice. Nice reference.
Anyway,
She's-
Overmayor.
We're going to jump into individual thoughts and ratings soon, but before we do, I want to point out 2 things I realized. First of all, we got Spike with his wings still, and it's good they have that continuity. Sometimes episodes don't always air in order like that, so it's good that it did this time. And also, the other thing is, what do you guys think of Cozy Glow?
Who's she?
Cozy-
Who's she?
the Shirley
alright.
Temple pony.
Yeah.
Oh, is she like
Wait,
the Amish
is that what we're
pony
called?
or whatever?
She's all right.
Do I have a picture of her even?
She
thought she was
acts
kinda-
so.
Is she the one that flunked the test?
She
Yeah.
acts so.
Oh,
cats
okay.
don't
Yeah, I hate her.
dance. Shirley Temple kind of, pony.
I was kind of trying to figure out where they were going with her. I think maybe it was you, Drummer, who mentioned maybe she's like a changeling or something trying to trick them. But
yeah.
but no,
Exactly.
I kind of
A changeling can change. Jeez.
No, but I
Changelings,
feel like it's
remember?
chrysalis.
no.
I thought
Just
it-
steal and take over.
No, it makes sense that it ended how it did because it is just a pretty straightforward CMC episode. No big evil villains or anything like that.
Well,
That'd be boring if there wasn't
hold
like
on.
actually their one big
Mm.
evil villain got reformed like 4 seasons ago.
No, there was a villain. It's society.
I feel like she is. I feel like she's gonna be a developed villain.
Oh, another really quick thing is that we got another Bon Bon name drop. That's interesting because the Hasbro name was Sweetie Drops, and it was episode 100 that clarified that. But yeah, Bon Bon, that's cool.
Bun, bun,
Yeah,
bun, 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 bun.
Special
wanna-
Agent Sweetie Drops
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wonder why she bought the cactus.
I feel like
mission.
you know. I feel like that Cozy Glow. I feel like she's gonna act more like a Cats Don't Dance kind of Shirley Temple kind of.
I thought wasn't
Feeling-
she evil?
Was
Well,
she?
I feel like she is gonna be evil like that.
No.
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 I don't think they're gonna go that route.
Worst,
Yeah, I'd much
worst case
rather-
If they do,
I believe that her
obviously-
being Chrysalis than the
Worst
evil.
case scenario, we're probably never gonna see her again. Because
Well, it's
But
very
I
likely.
feel like we're gonna see
Yeah,
her
very
again.
likely. We're not going to see her again. Or
Put her
we'll see
next
her
to
in the
Starlight.
background. We'll see her in the background. That'll be it. She will never
Anyway,
be-
I think
we
we're gonna.
doubt she'll even be in the background.
Anyway, I think we're gonna jump into individual thoughts and ratings, unless anybody has any last remarks.
Wait, where was Derpy? That's my last one.
Yeah, I didn't see any Derpy. 0 out of 10. Worst
Oh.
episode.
Negative
She's
five
in
out
the
of 10.
she's
Zero out
in
of
the
10.
guys.
Thank you for
She's
coming
in
to
the
the live
special
stream.
classes.
No.
No.
All right, Jarmushai, you want to start us off with our individual thoughts and ratings?
Yes, sir. Love this episode. Love Nicole Dubach, the writer. Fantastic. I also like Starlight, as Magma said. She the one thing that really made me laugh so hard and fall off my chair was how she was dusting off her desk for the 70th time. It still hits me. Repeaty Bell and all that other stuff. The Shirley Temple Pony or the Cozy Glow, that was I had a feeling she's gonna be evil, but that's my thought. And Starlight just saving the day and making Twilight look like the worst leader in the school. That was good. So what the heck? Why do they graduate? Why are they honorary graduates? Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna have to give this episode a 7 out of 10.
All right, 7 out of 10 from Jarmushai. Who's next? Magma, what'd you think?
Okay, I liked the episode. It was not amazing. It did have its problems, but overall it was definitely good and enjoyable. I like that it did the same. It did one sort of the same thing the last episode did, where it kind of set me up for certain expectations and then did something else with it, which I definitely like, and that is definitely good. So it kept me entertained and looking to, hey, what's going to happen next without actually knowing, which is really good. I like that that they didn't use the CMC trying to get into the school as like the main thing, but they still used it as the overall premise. But they didn't do it. Oh, the CMC are just going to keep trying and keep trying, because that would have been pretty boring. Also, Starlight was used really well in the episode. It's nice to see that she actually also has a job that has some sort of importance. So, but yeah, also it was funny to see that she didn't get to do much. And a lot of jokes were nice, and it did make me laugh. So, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10.
All right, they're 7.5.
I don't get that.
Oh, well, we'll hear from Tootsie in a moment. But
I
Shady,
just don't get that.
no, Shady, what did you think?
I thought this was a really enjoyable episode, honestly. Like, I really dig the references. I got a lot of laughs out of it. I'm glad that they actually gave Starlight, some use in this episode. At first, I thought Twilight was going to be like, oh, go away, Starlight, you're not in this episode. And she just comes back, and it's like, oh, okay. And I wasn't expecting the twist, which is also a plus for me. And, the only problem I have with it is I don't understand the honorary graduation, because you'd have to be in the school in order to graduate. It's not like you can throw those things out and be like, hey, you graduated. And yeah, it had a nice twist to it. I mean, honestly, it would have been better if they just said, hey, you're going to get a place in this university after all, and that sort of thing. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say. That was pretty much the only con I have to say about it. So I'm going to give this episode an 8 out of 10.
All right, 8 out of 10. That's pretty high.
8 out of 10.
Tootsie, you're next.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, first of all, I thought this episode was enjoyable.
The end. 0 out of 10.
No, I'm sorry, my bad. I thought the episode was enjoyable. When it first started, I was thinking, okay, they're just gonna do a whole bunch of stupid stuff to get into the school. Then this little girl character pops in, and I was like, oh, they're gonna use her to get into the friendship school. But then the friendship girl's going to tell Twilight that the CMC are just using her, and that's why Twilight was so pissed. I was like, okay. No, I just thought she was like gonna be like super pissed because of that, and I thought this episode was going in a completely different, generic, boring route, and I was just like, okay, I'll just give it a 2 out of 10. But no, then it just like threw a curveball. I was like, what? She failed because she actually wants the CMC in the school? What?
Nicole Dubach is good.
I did like it. I just thought the episode was fun. I don't really have much to say about it, like other than I was just fully entertained. Like, I don't know, not the last episode, the episode before that, but the more like 2 episodes back, I was just really bored through half the episodes and didn't really care. But this one, I don't know, I thought it was fun. I'm just more of confused. It was like, what was the point of them trying to go to school to learn about friendship?
It was fun.
No, like, yeah, but it doesn't really work because
That's the reason.
No, shut up, let me speak. No, Twilight just gave him, like, okay, you can join the school, but you're graduated. Like, what? And then just gave him jobs. Like, what? Also, I never seen anyone that excited about graduation. But I don't know. I just thought the episode was just, I don't know. It was fun. So I'll just give it like a 7.
Okay, 7 out of 10 from Tootsie. Turtle Pain, what did you think?
Yeah, Turtle. Okay, so I have to say I kind of agree with a lot of what's already been said. I was worried when they first introduced Starlight that she was just gonna be a red herring. What was it? The episode they did a while ago. I think with Fluttershy they did that. Where they brought her up and then they didn't use her again. So I was really worried that they were just making a joke at her expense. And so I said out loud, well, that's all she's contributed to the episode. And I was really hoping they wouldn't do that, and thankfully they didn't. And she actually made a full 180 and was actually very helpful towards the end by being herself, a very useful character. That said, you know, it was an okay episode. It was nice twists and turns, like we said, but it wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. But, you know, I was entertained throughout, and I liked it. I'm also going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Wait, what was that? 7 out of 10?
Yeah, 7.
Oh, okay. Another 7 from Turtle. Suppose it's my turn. You guys have to endure my cold voice now. So yeah, I said a lot of what I already have to say, but something I just came up with I think is interesting is how it's kind of almost 2 stories turned into one. At the first half, it's more about the CMC trying to get into the school, and then around the halfway point, they kind of give up on that idea and just focus on helping Cozy Glow get into the her tests and all that. So it's kind of interesting how it's 2 episodes kind of in one almost there, and then they tie up both of those things towards the end. So there's, I think the reason Tootsie mentioned a little bit of confusion. I think part of the reason for that is it was kind of a little bit all over the place, just somewhat. Not bad enough to really be a negative for me, but enough for it to be kind of like, oh, okay, where's this going now? Kind of kept me on my toes. As I mentioned, I was on the edge of my seat towards the end there to figure out what was going on with the Twilight getting so upset with the CMC. And, you know, it wasn't some big, oh, she's secretly Chrysalis sort of realization, but, you know, it was a fitting plot twist towards the end there with her faking the test. And, of course, that led to, like, the greatest joke of all time. Who is the princess of friendship? Your mom. Like, that was the first time in a long time I laughed out loud at a Pony episode.
Same here.
So that was funny. A lot of little moments like that, as we mentioned, we've gone over Dead Poets, Repeat a Belly, Starlight having nothing to do joke, Bon Bon having her name dropped. I got like a list of all these little things that were nice. So, you know, I'm not a giant fan of CMC episodes, but I would say this is definitely one of the above average CMC episodes. So compared to other non-CMC episodes for me, it's just kind of average, which isn't a bad thing at all. I enjoyed it, and I want to see it again. So
Yeah,
I'll be giving this one a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna rewatch it. Yeah.
All right, let's calculate the average. So I guess we got to do the drum roll. Anyone want to do the drum roll?
Yeah, sure.
So the average Little Shot live stream rating for Parks for Effort is
Starlight.
Well, it's a 7.2, but we're gonna round that down to a 7, I guess. So it's a 7 out of 10.
Woohoo!
All right.
Cool.
Thank you everyone for stopping by. Hope to see you next time. Again, I apologize for my voice. I hope it wasn't too unbearable, but hopefully I'll be better by next week.
Guys.
Yeah. So thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
That'll be the end of this review. So goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.